What's good, Commanders fans? So last preseason game of the season. Happy Friday to all. Can't wait for this weekend. Should be lit. Like I said, I can't stand these Saturday games because I'm going to be out and about again Saturday night. So my recap video or reaction video may be coming out Sunday morning like last week. And then I'll try to do a stock up, stock down. And then I'm going to do my best to get out a 53-man roster projection on Monday or Tuesday. I think the roster cut down days, or it might be Tuesday or Wednesday. I look it up, but I'm gonna do my best to get one out before the last cuts are made. So of course, the Ravens have a 22 game win streak, something like that, 23 game win streak. Ron Rivera said that the starters are going to be very limited. Very limited is what he said with playing. Lamar Jackson's not playing, so it's going to be Tyler Huntley. We know what Tyler Huntley did to us last year. He went bonkers on the Washington football team last year. He's capable of doing it again. And if our starting defense goes out there and plays lackluster, he will run around. He will run for a touchdown. He'll throw for a touchdown. They got somebody named a tight end named Isaiah Likely. So they're just looking at the Ravens from that side, but also Antonio Gibson is going to be our starting kick returner. So that's news. I wanted to make a video yesterday. Didn't get a chance to, but Ron Rivera basically said he likes what Antonio Gibson has done at the kick returning spot in the short time. And basically that's telling me that he's been demoted to running back number 2. So we'll see if he will be running back 1 in this game or not. But most likely it's going to be Brian Robinson. If the starters really do play, Brian Robinson is going to get the first snap or the first carry of the game or the first snap or whatever, blocking on the passing down, whatever. Brian Robinson most likely will be out there. But I guess I'm going to start off. We'll do position by position, things that I'm looking for in this game. I guess we'll start with the wide receivers, and that reminds me of Prize Picks. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. So let's go over some of the picks that I have tonight. So Prize Picks is real easy. So what you got to do, you download the app, you use my promo code RealEdOliver. RealEdOliver. You type that promo code when you download the app, or if you already have the app, you get a new account, whatever. Type in RealEdOliver. You get a price match of $100. But I'm going to give you my picks first before I explain. So it's real easy to do it. They give you the over under total. It's a bunch of over unders. You can do fantasy over unders too, but they give you a total like yards. For example, Will Grier tonight for the Carolina Panthers, they have his over under at 120.5 passing yards for tonight. I'm going with the under. So you got to win that. You pick 2 to 5 players. OJ Howard, the tight end for the Buffalo Bills, his over under tonight is 19.5 receiving yards. Isaiah Hodgins, the wide receiver, his over under tonight is 33.5 receiving yards. I have the under on OJ Howard. That's what I'm taking. I'm taking the under on Isaiah Hodgins. You can definitely comment if I got these right for you guys. And then some seasonal layups for the Washington Commanders. Jahan Dotson, they have him at over under 3.5 touchdowns. I have him beating that, going over. Like I said before, Terry McLaurin, they have him over under at 1,000 yards. I picked the over on that. They have Jahan Dotson at 600 receiving yards as well. I picked the over on that as well. And they have Jahan Dotson at 50 receptions on the season. I'm taking the over on all 3 for Jahan Dotson. So this is how it works. So all first-time users that deposit and use my promo code RealEdOliver will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. If you deposit $100, Prize Picks will give you $100. If you deposit $50, Prize Picks will give you $50. So those are some easy picks for tonight and for the season. Just type in promo code RealEdOliver. All right, so let's get back to it. So looking at the positions here, we'll start out. So Sam Howell, I think Carson Wentz, what I'm looking for him if he does play, he's just been real steady Eddie. I want to see him connect convert on third downs. We haven't done well on third downs. So can he connect with Armani Rogers? Can he connect with Kendall Blanton for a first down on a third down? He's tried to force it to Curtis Samuel a couple of times. Let's try Terry over the middle. Let's try Terry. Let's connect with Jahan down the field. Now I know it's preseason, so you don't want to show off too much. Somebody commented too on one of my previous videos where, they said Jamar Chase didn't do much in the preseason and he blew it up in the regular season. So that could be true with Jahan Dotson too. I thought he's looked good when they finally targeted him and looked his way. So just steady Eddie, don't turn the ball over. Like I said, we just got to convert on third downs. So I want to see Carson push the ball down the field just a little bit. He hasn't been bad. He hasn't been good. He's been in the middle. He's taking the check down. He's taking what the defense gave him. Now the one where he forced it to Curtis over the middle, where I said Curtis dropped it, but at the same time, the defender made a good play. He had Antonio Gibson for the check down. So just take what the defense gives you. I wouldn't force too much. So, just take what the defense gives you and, convert on third downs. The money downs. I want to see him convert on third downs. So use Terry McLaurin. Use some other options than just trying to force the ball down to Curtis Samuel for like a 40-yard bomb like he did against the Chiefs. Taylor Heineke, it's cut and dry for him. Just the simple things. He looked really good in that 2-minute drill. He looked like he really had control of the offense. So I really don't want to see too much of him. The guy I really want to see is Sam Howell. I think we know who Taylor Heineke is. He's a really good backup. I think he's a top 5 backup, if not the best backup in the NFL, at least top 3 for sure. I think he's, like I said, better than Chase Daniel and other guys out there. Cole McCoy, I think he's better than him. Basically similar, but better than Cole McCoy. Other guys like that. Case Keenum, similar to him, better. Jacoby Brissett, guys like that. I think he's on the same level or even better than those guys. So we know what we're getting from Taylor Heineke. He looked really good. I'm disappointed that Cam Sims got a concussion because I just wanted to see him play one more time. I really did. Taylor Heineke and Cam Sims looked really good last game. They looked like a really good dynamic duo out there. Of course, the man of the hour, Sam Howell. Sam I am. Can he snap the streak? The weight of winning this game is really going to be on him because he's going to play most of the snaps, and he's probably going to play at least a whole half. He needs to play a whole half. His development, I need to see that. Now, the communication with Mark and Michelle, they have to get that down pat on point. I don't know if it was on Sam Howell. I don't know if it was on Mark and Michelle, but the interception at the end was bad. I love the athleticism. I love the escapability, the creativity out of the pocket. I love his running ability and the arm strength. I mean, the pass to Calvin Harmon that he should have caught. I love that pass. The pass to Alex Erickson was nice. Dax Milne. He's really finding guys down the field. Even Eli Wolf, he found him down the field. So Sam Howell, he's looked really good to me. I want to see more. And this defense, they got Kyle Hamilton. I know a lot of people love Kyle Hamilton. I don't know how much Kyle Hamilton's going to play, but that's a good test too. And getting the ball to Kendall Bland. I see Kendall Bland having a really good game tomorrow night in Baltimore. So Tanner Gibson, if he plays, just use him as a weapon. This is on Scott Turner too. Use him as a weapon. You cannot fumble the ball. Just because you're a kick returner doesn't mean you can't fumble on kick returns. Just because they demoted him to second string running back, I wouldn't say, I'm not going to use the word demote, even though it is a demotion. I would use it as the word, maybe they're using him correct. They're using him correctly as he should be as a running back, wide receiver, Ty Montgomery, Cordarrelle Patterson-esque, where he's not getting 20, 25 carries a game, where he's getting, 3 catches, 10 carries, a couple of kick returns. He's just making big plays. That's what I want to see from Gibson for the rest of the season. Scott Turner's got to utilize him that way too. Brian Robinson, nothing much from him, but I do want to see the battle with the running backs, John Williams and Jared Patterson. Are those guys going to make the practice squad or are they going to make the roster? J.D. McKissick most likely is not going to play. Wide receivers, Alex Erickson, De'Ami Brown, man. I'm not going to say he's been underwhelming so far, but, I know a lot of people are saying, hey, he had to reach back and get the football from Sam Howell, where, Sam Howell threw it a little bit short. But I want to see them connect, and I think he's going to play. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays basically the whole game, to be honest with you, just to see what they have in him. I know he's a lock to make the roster, but I do want to see more from him. I like the catch that he had against the all-pro corner, in quotation marks, Trayvon Diggs, where he mossed Trayvon Diggs, but I want to see more from De'Ami Brown. I know he's super talented, but I want to see more than just a go route from him. Mark and Michelle, eyes on you. Same thing with Dax Milne. Same thing with Alex Erickson. These guys are battling and fighting for a spot. Kelvin Harmon got released. Matt Cole is still there. Mark and Michelle. So who really wants that last 6th or 7th spot? These guys are going to be fighting. And then punt returners too. Kyrick McGowan. I won't leave him out either. Who's going to step up as a punt returner? We can't see. We don't need any muff punts going backwards. We don't need guys, taking the ball out of the 20 or out of the end zone and bringing it to the 19 or the 17-yard line. That's going to piss Ron Rivera off, and rightfully so. I can't blame him. The only tight ends we really have is Kendall Bland and Amari Rodgers, so I'm not going to say too much. Logan Thomas, I'm happy he's back, but he's not going to play. John Bates isn't going to play. Cole Turner's not going to play either. So let's transition to the offensive line. If the starters play, Charles Lano, I think Andrew Norwell will play. Chase Rui, I just don't know with the offensive line. I really can't tell you because it's just been musical chairs so far in the preseason, so I just don't know. They did bring in Wes Martin. They signed him, which I really thought they possibly could have signed Eric Flowers, to be honest with you. But, they wanted to go a different route. Who knows if Eric Flowers wanted to come here. Either it takes 2 to tango. Chris Paul, Keith Ishmael. Keep an eye on Keith Ishmael. He did get beat in the Chiefs game. He got pushed around a little bit. Wes Schweitzer, who knows if he's going to play in the Sadiq Charles, if he's playing tackle or guard. Keep an eye on him. I thought he did a good job against the Chiefs where he pancaked somebody on that screen pass for Jahan Dotson. Tyler Larson, they're saying that he's out on ESPN. Nolan Laufenberg, and some of those are Aaron Montero, Willie Beavers, Cornelius Lucas. We'll see who play. Chris Paul, the rookie. Let's keep an eye on those guys and see how they do. Defensively, Tyler Huntley. This is on Jack Del Rio too. I'm tired of people saying it's just preseason. Jack Del Rio's running a vanilla defense. Well, he must have ran a vanilla defense last year. This cannot be a dust up. Him, getting beat on third downs all the time. But Tyler Huntley will run all over him. And whoever the backup quarterback is, I know they got another athletic because that's what they do with the Ravens. They keep signing guys that are similar to Lamar Jackson. Anthony Brown is an athletic scrambling quarterback too. So he can run all over us too. And Jack Del Rio does not do well against athletic quarterbacks at all. David Mayo, Cole Holcomb, Jamin Davis. We got to see how these linebackers do against that tight end Isaiah Likely, man, because Travis Kelce had an easy pass against Cole Holcomb over the middle. Milo Eifler, we'll see what happens with him. Trey Walker. Guys on the bubble for the roster. Let's go to the cornerback spot as well. Corn Elder, he has a concussion, so we'll see. He's questionable. DeJuan Neal at the cornerback spot. Steven Parker, man, I want to see more of him. Cameron Curl, he got cut up the last 2 preseason games, so he's a lot. Of course, he's a starter. He's supposed to be our stud safety, an elite safety, making that leap. So he hasn't performed well so far in preseason. So if he does play, I want to see more from him. William Jackson, no penalties. Rashad Bateman is their best receiver. Other than that, they don't really have much. Devin Duvernay and Devin Duvernay, James Prochet, Benjamin Victor, who I do like. He's got some bunnies. Tylan Wallace has bunnies too. Demarcus Robinson, they just signed him too. So they don't have receivers with big names, but they have receivers that definitely can cut you up with Tyler Huntley for sure. Isaiah Likely, again, he's a guy to look out for sure. Montez Sweat has been getting back there and getting pressure. He just hasn't been getting home. So Bobby McCain, see what he does. I think he's had a solid 2 preseason games. What's good, Commander fans? My phone got cut off for some reason, but Joey Sly's got to make his kicks, of course. Trustway, we already know what we're going to get from him. But looking at that backup defensive end spot, I think that's where I left off. Basically, the guys who are going to start now with Chase Young being out on PUP, and he possibly could be out longer than that. It's not automatic that he's going to be back week 5 against the Tennessee Titans. So Shaka Toney impressed me out of all the backup DEs. James Smith-Williams has looked fine. Boomy Rutimi is on injured reserve. F.A. Obata, who can play both. He can play inside and out. Fedarian Mathis has been banged up in practice, so I don't even know if he's going to play. David Bata is intriguing, being back with the international program. But I really like what I see from Daniel Wise. And Justin Hamilton, too, is a backup defensive tackle. So they're really going to be battling for that last, defensive lineman spot. Shaka Toney is a lock for me. Casey Toohill as well. James Smith-Williams is a lock for me, too. William Bradley King, I'm not too sure. We'll see. But Daniel Wise has looked good, too. F.A. Obata is a lock for me as well. But I'm going to definitely do my 53-man roster. Almost forgot about the rookies, too. Look at the DBs. Percy Butler and Christian Holmes, they both had some silly penalties last game, some late hits and whatnot. Steven Parker, I just want to see better from this. I want them to play fast and attack and be aggressive and play with reckless abandon, but be under control and be smart at the same time. Like Steven Parker did in that first game. He was playing with reckless abandon. He was hit sticking guys, pushing guys around, being fast and flying in coverage. I really would love to see Steven Parker make this roster. He didn't stand out in the Chiefs game, but he certainly stood out in the Panthers game. Now, Jeremy Reeves, he's going to make the roster for sure. I think he's a lot, unless Steven Parker just looks lights out in Baltimore tomorrow night. So those are the guys I'm looking for. That last corner spot is Ben St. Jude's going to play. He's in and out of the lineup, concussions, hamstring injuries. Is he going to play or not tomorrow? We'll see. Khalid Hudson, don't want to forget about him. Milo Eifler, looking out for him. But really, the only roster battles right now is that last wide receiver spot and the corner spot, like the last 5th guy. Christian Holmes, Corn Elder, guys like that, DeJuan Neal, and then the other safety spot. Are they going to keep, they're going to keep Cam Crow, of course, Bobby McCain, Derek Forrest, Percy Butler, or, 4 safeties. But who's that 5th guy? Is it Jeremy Reeves, Farrad Gardner's listed as a safety, or Steven Parker? Who's going to make that last spot? So if I'm going to do a prediction for this game, I got the Ravens winning, man. They don't lose in preseason. We look pretty underwhelming in preseason so far. But like I said, I'm not going to be doom and gloom like a lot of people have been so far and overreact. But if Tyler Huntley's cooking us on 3rd down against our first team defense, it is going to be embarrassing. And that's going to be on Jack Del Rio, in my opinion. Now, the players, I'm not going to excuse them either, but it's a combination, and personnel too, because we just didn't really add much personnel-wise to this defense. We kept the same unit, and that's what Jack Del Rio wanted to do because of communication. So, all right, you guys, Healthy Commanders, let me know what you guys think. I got the Ravens winning like 24-21. I think Sam Howell's we're going to start off down again, and then Sam Howell's going to rally the troops. And it's going to be 24-21. So, but let's see how they do on that first drive. If the first team plays, I want to see a good drive, and I want to see them convert on 3rd downs. That's what I want to see. Let's see Brian Robinson run the football and mix it up with Antonio Gibson. Use Gibson as a weapon. Healthy Commanders, peace.